They rather try to work with us on our problems to understand exactly what the issues are. The question then becomes, how do you do that in a context of limited resources, limited skills, to be able to see what they need to do, where capacity is not quite what it should be, to extend the services for people with mental disorders. Mental health is a very complex issue, and it's also a neglected issue in most countries. And therefore, in order to get evidence-based and scientific ways of moving forward, one needs to work with groups who are committed to assisting countries. And Emerald is such a group. And we really appreciate the assistance that is being provided in terms of helping us not to develop policies as such, which we have done, but rather to say, well, we've got good ideas of where we want to go, but how are we actually going to get there? So South Africa actually hosted a large summit in 2011, hosted by the Minister of Health, in which we developed an inclusive policy that all the stakeholders bought into. So that included the academics and the provinces and the users, and everybody who has a stake in mental health agreed that this is where we need to go to. The question then becomes, how do you do that in a context of limited resources, limited skills, where capacity is not quite what it should be? And that's where we believe that Emerald can be of great assistance, and in the area that it has been working, we are finding that there is an extension of the work in mental health because of the assistance that is being provided to us. So once that has been done, we'll also just look at what the lessons that have been learnt are and how Emerald have assisted in that one district, and then look at how they might assist elsewhere, or at least how the lessons that they put in place can actually be expanded elsewhere. What we appreciate about Emerald is that they don't come in with ready-made answers. They rather try to work with us on our problems to understand exactly what the issues are and how we're going to resolve them together. And that's very important. Also, we decided that we were going to work in an area that didn't have much support usually, because what tends to happen in South Africa often is that areas around universities, for example, or more urbanized or richer areas get a lot of support, and these other more rural areas and less resourced areas don't get much support. So we have chosen an area for them to work in where they can really add value by bringing in the skills that they have and the experience that they have, and trying to help the services to understand the importance of mental health and how integration within the general health service is possible, and then to train the management to be able to see what they need to do to extend the services for people with mental disorders. What we know is that there are large numbers of people with mental disorders that don't get any service at all. And we need to try and make sure that we increase the numbers and decrease the gap that is often spoken about between people who need care and those who get care. And that's an important role that we believe Emerald can help us with, but then also to help us to organize the health system to incorporate the demand that we believe is is created through this process, so that we can decentralize our services to the point where people with the least necessary level of training who can do a job competently actually do that job. And this is what we are experiencing with the help of Emerald.